my favorite part of the show. We have some friends down at the glass, and they're going to show you guys how we use signals to communicate with our whales a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Roseanne and Sam. All right, looks like Sam is starting off with a head wave with Nakai, and Orchid's joining in on the fun. All right, Nakai's going to do a dance. Nice hula dance. Orchid's making her way towards stage. In the meantime, Nakai's over splashing Sam. And there's Orchid. Very cool. Thank you guys so much for helping us show the audience how we use signals to communicate. Nakai's going to give away, while we're giving you guys whale tail necklaces, to commemorate your time here with our whales, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Roseanne and Sam.
Oh, here's another great question. Who takes care of you, Shamu? I love that question because it lets us show all of you how much we really care about these extraordinary animals. So, Candace, is everyone ready?
We sure are. The training you're going to see is how we take care of our whales. Now, we are having our whales rolled over right there. Liz has Orchid rolled over. Now, when our veterinarians come over to check our whales, they're able to draw blood from their tail flukes. That's where all their veins are at. And they can check the overall health of our whales. Now, the slide-out behavior is the behavior that we train so that we can weigh our whales. We weigh them weekly to make sure that our calves are growing properly, and also to make sure our other whales are staying healthy. It looks like Nakai is demonstrating that slide-out behavior over there at stage. Now, high-energy behaviors such as fast jumps and breaches, these are behaviors that the killer whales can do here at SeaWorld, and they also do them in their natural habitat. These behaviors help ensure that the whales get the exercise they need each and every day. And it looks like Orchid's going to be showing off a behavior instead of the pool. If you guys focus your attention.
And I know that our guests also always wonder, well, how much does a killer whale need to eat every day to stay healthy?
Well, just like us, each of the whales have different dietary needs. Our youngest killer whale at 21 months old, she gets about 40 pounds of fish each day. Now, our largest whale is almost 10,000 pounds. He eats 200 pounds of fish per day. Now, it's important to note that no matter what, all of our whales get all their food each and every day.
And because we've been able to determine how much killer whales eat throughout different stages of their life, researchers in the field are actually able to determine if ocean habitats are healthy enough for wild populations of killer whales to thrive. And well, that type of information is invaluable.
You know, food, exercise, and physicals from our veterinarians isn't all our killer whales need. Each whale's well-being is so important to us. We want to make sure their minds are stimulated and challenged too. They need the kind of mental stimulation that comes through interaction, learning, and play. Now, if you focus your attention to the screen, you can see that our whales are playing with some environmental enrichment devices. We provide them with sugar-free jello. They get kelp that we get from Mission Bay. And you can see there was a fire hose with different balls on it. They like to play tug-of-war with that. Now, with all the toys and games we provide, the best enrichment still seems to be social interaction with other whales and our team of experienced trainers.
All right, so here's a question for all you kids out there, because I know you want to know, who would win if a killer whale squared off with a great white shark? So let's take a poll. Raise your hands out there if you think that the great white shark would win. Okay, I see a couple hands. Now raise your hands if you think that the killer whales would win. Yeah, that's right, the killer whales. You see, a great white shark hunts alone, but a killer whale hunts with a whole pod. So it's not even a competition. You know, killer whales have even been known to hunt blue whales. You guys know how big a blue whale is? Well, at over 80 feet, it's the largest animal ever to have existed on our planet. But killer whales can hunt these huge animals because they coordinate, they collaborate, and they cooperate. And they work together as a group to overcome challenges much bigger than themselves. And you know, I think that we can learn a lot from killer whales on how to overcome challenges that say our ocean faces. Maybe if we work together, we could change the fate of the ocean, and who knows, maybe even one day the world. All right, more questions. So here's some of those common ones that always come in. So here we go, first question. Why do some dorsal fins curve? It's a great question. You see, dorsal fins have no skeletal support, such as bones or cartilage to support their height and weight. They're completely made up of something called connective tissue. So if an animal spends more time at the surface, over time, the tissue inside that fin might weaken and the fin could bend. Now, occasionally we see these curved dorsal fins out in the wild, like you see here in the photos, and here at SeaWorld. All right, next question. Ooh, how fast can they swim? Well, depending on their size and weight, killer whales can reach speeds of almost 30 miles an hour. Let's check it out. Very impressive. All right, next question. How much water can their tails splash? Well, their tails, or flukes as they're called, are really strong and can fling a whole lot of water about halfway up those stands. So, time for the last question. If all of the whales splashed at once, could they get the whole audience wet? Maybe not the whole audience.
ปลาจะแกล้งคนแล้ว